Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm doing my best of beauty for 2022. I cannot believe it is that time of year where we go through all things beauty and round it up. I do this video midway through the year and I look back at that video. All those products are still a favorite, but for this particular video at the end of the year, I like to really cut it back and try and get it down to one per category. I think there's only one category that I don't have a new favorite this year, so a ton of new products to go over. This is going to be a long one. I'm gonna try not to be too long-winded about these products because I'm sure you heard me talk about every single one of these things throughout the year at some point. So if you are excited for the best of beauty to finally be here, I know I am. I cannot wait to see everyone's best of beauty. So I'd love to know yours as well. So let me know in the comments. And if you haven't already, I would absolutely love for you to subscribe, join the family, hit the red subscribe button, the bell if you want to be notified of all my future videos. Get comfy. We're going to be here for a while. And let's jump into my best of beauty for 2022. I'm going to go through products based on category. We're starting off with makeup, kind of how I put it on my face. And then I will briefly touch on skincare, hair, and fragrance at the end of the video. So starting off with makeup, I have my primer here. Let's all say it together. My favorite primer of the year is the Glowish by Huda Beauty Blur Jam. This will come as no shock to you. If you've been watching my channel, this is the best primer I've ever tried. It is perfect for my skin because it fills in my pores, helps my texture, smooth it out, but it's also hydrating. So I've always had an issue with those type of primers to be a little too mattifying for my dry skin. And this one is actually hydrating. It works out perfectly for me. I know those with oily skin also like this. This is one of those unicorn products that just work for everyone. The consistency is very strange. I would have initially passed on this. My bestie Babs told me to pick this up and I haven't looked back since. I think I like this even more than her because I do have dry skin. She has combo. So I'm so happy to find a smoothing primer that doesn't further dehydrate my skin. So if you've not checked this out already, highly recommend. Then for foundation, I could honestly mention so many, but the one that came out this year that I have to say is my #1 pick would be the Haus Labs foundation. And I'm wearing this today on my skin. I actually mixed it with my mixing shade. I wanted to show you that in this video because I'm not quite as tan, and I bought this because it helps me during the winter use my tan foundations. I can still wear it now, just with a little bit of this one mixed in. I did a whole video on this if you want to go check it out, but this is my favorite because it's super hydrating. It has the wear to it. It doesn't feel like you're wearing foundation on your skin. Like, I don't feel anything on my skin. Going on, it just feels like a really beautiful serum, a super light moisturizer. Even setting this down with powder, it just feels like good skin. It's comfortable to wear with the long wear, which is essential for me, and it just looks really good. So this has been my absolute favorite. I do have some mentions though in this category because foundation for me is my favorite thing to try on my channel. It has been for years. I just love complexion products. This is one of the few categories I felt like it would be a disservice if I didn't include some of my favorites because some of these I feel like a lot of you are going to like and have different price points. The Hourglass Ambient Soft Glow Foundation, I know a ton of people love this too. This one is more of a satin finish bordering matte on my skin. That's why I lean towards the Haus Labs. This one is more perfecting though. If you just want a one and done product, you don't want to worry about a primer base, like you have pores or texture, just want to throw this on. This is great for those with fine lines and wrinkles too. It just smooths on everything really nicely. And I reach for this when I want a more glam look that has that soft focus effect. It's exactly what it says. So a really great one. Though my most used foundation of the year is still my Beauty Blender Skin Tint. I love this stuff. I reach for it most days. This is still my #1 most reached for foundation because it has the wear, it's lightweight. Very similar to the Haus Labs because it has those skincare properties to it and the wear for me. This one I feel like might be a little bit more perfecting and less glowy than the Haus Labs, so depending on how I want my skin to look that day. This one I just reach for all the time. I have 2 shades in that. It just sits so beautifully. The price is really good for Sephora brand product. The Beauty Blender one is really well priced, I feel. And then for more tinted products, because on the daily, this is what I'm reaching for. I'm not doing full glam. I'm reaching for my skin tints, my tinted moisturizers. That's just personally what I use. Lately, I've been using my Fenty Beauty Ease Drop, which is really nice because it has that perfecting finish as well. And this one just has a little less coverage than the Beauty Blender, but I have been reaching for it. Love that it's a squeezy tube. And then I recently got into this and had to mention because this is really affordable and has been working out so nicely for the cooler months. There's something magical about this on my skin because it has the wear for me as well. It's from the drugstore. It's Wet n Wild. And this has been out for a while, but I only recently picked it up. It's the Tinted Hydrator. I have the shade Medium Tan. It says it's a lightweight, non-greasy finish, sheer to medium. It has some skincare ingredients in this as well. What I really like about this is that it does have that hydration for me. So when I do have dry skin, putting this on in just a light layer of powder looks beautiful on my skin and it lasts. When I need something quick, I just slap this on and go. So as I said, this is a recent find of mine. For the price and the quality of this product, if you're looking for a tinted moisturizer, go to the drugstore and pick this up first. I think you're gonna be happy with any one of these. It depends on if you want something a little bit more coverage, glowy, matte. You'll find it in these. I wanted to cover all my finishes, my daily wear products, and those are it for me. Another product that launched this year that could be used as a highlight, but I use it as a complexion base, which I wanted to quickly mention because this was such a great release. It's the e.l.f. Halo Glow Liquid Filter. I know a lot of you already know about this, but it's a dupe for the Charlotte Tilbury Flawless Filter. I think it's even better because it has just a little bit more coverage and it just looks more perfected on my skin, which is my preference. So had to give a quick shout out to those. If you're looking for something you could just use all over with a glow or something to mix in with your other foundations to give it more glow, buy that over the Charlotte Tilbury. For concealer, I had to go way back to figuring out what my favorite concealer was this year. I didn't think I had one because I've just been really using my Too Faced Born This Way. I reach for that most days. I have a couple shades in that. Once I remembered this, I'm wearing it today. I forgot how good this was. So this is the LYS Triple Fix Full Coverage Brightening Concealer. This is great for glam makeup. It's good for every day. It has a beautiful consistency. It feels creamy and soft. It blends out immaculately. This doesn't crease on me. With it being so creamy and just delicious is the best way to describe it. The consistency is just unmatched in this. It truly makes the under eye look more youthful, brightens it, has that coverage which I'm looking for without feeling heavy. This is probably the lightest weight full coverage concealer that I have, and I keep forgetting about this, but it is stunning. So definitely my favorite one of the year. Also a good price point at Sephora is the LYS brand. So highly recommend this if you've not tried it before. Every time I go back to this, I just forget how good it is. It's one of those magical concealers that I just feel like everyone needs to try at one point in their life to see if they like it because it's special. It truly is special. If you need coverage like me, but want something thin, like it's the best of all worlds in that. I feel like powder is kind of boring to talk about and I have so many that I use for different reasons. So I'm just gonna quickly go through these. I picked up the Rimmel Stay Matte powder as a setting powder for my concealer on my lids before I go in with eyeshadow. I use this every single time I do my eye makeup to set it in place because this is good if you have oily lids or if you're setting a concealer and just don't want it to crease. This will make your eyeshadow last. I just really love it for the tone of it as well. I use the number 004 Sandstorm. So if you're looking for something to prep your eyelids for a powder, pick that up. Affordable at the drugstore. For all over my face, my Charlotte Tilbury powder, I've been back to it. I also use this underneath my eyes. I have two shades. The one that I go through honestly too much, probably every couple months, is the shade number 2. This one was from the sale and I've already hit pan. This one I don't use as much, but lately I've been using it just as a light set on the face, and this is in tan. So if I have a little bit more color, I'll use that. Recently I got back into the Makeup Forever Matte Velvet Skin Powder, and this is good if you want coverage. You want to look smooth, but you need that coverage. This is where it's at. I love to put this over top of liquid. I don't use powder foundations on their own. So that's not how I use it. I know you can use it that way, but my skin loves some hydration underneath. So I could put this on top of that Wet n Wild Tinted Moisturizer, and that's just beautiful match made in heaven if I want that coverage. but that is the most full coverage, smoothest powder out there. And this is a close second, which I've been using a lot of as well. I have 3 shades in this. It's the One Size. And I was using this so much this year that I wanted to start using other things in my collection. That's how I fell back in love with the Makeup Forever. Just trying to use up my collection this year, which I've been a lot better at. And this one I had to mention as well, just because it's still a go-to. I like this when I need a little bit more warmth to my skin. I reach for this. Also almost done. So this is medium 4G, so a nice golden undertone. This also makes your skin look beautifully smooth, but just a touch less coverage than the Makeup Forever. Makeup Forever, if you don't get your shade match right in that, it's gonna look weird. That's how much coverage it has. So this is a little bit more forgiving for those who still want coverage and the smoothness, maybe have a hard time with color matching. I would go this way first, and then maybe go in store and check out your shade for Makeup Forever, because you need a perfect color match for that, because it is full on full coverage. For bronzer, I have 2 to mention, this one being my number 1, but I had to give a shout out to the second bronzer. This is the L'Oreal Infallible 24-Hour Fresh Wear Bronzer. A ton of affordable products in here. As you can see in my videos, I have a mixture of high-end and low-end. To see all these drugstore or affordable products make it into my best of really shows you don't have to break the bank to get really good makeup products. So that's something I wanted to say in this video. And this is so good if you've not tried it before. I love the Infallible line from L'Oreal. Their Fresh Wear Foundation, all their products are just so great, and the color of this is perfection. As I said, I love this kind of olivey bronze tone. It's kind of hard to find in a bronzer, to find a good olive undertone bronze, and this one has it. I'm wearing it today on my skin. It is in the shade tan. I don't know if I said that, but highly recommend those if you want to go pick them up. And this one's good for those who like to mix and play around, have maybe some different undertones in their skin, and need to custom their bronzer. Use this as eyeshadow as well, which is fantastic. This is the One Size Made for Shade Bronze and Sculpt Trio. You actually have a cool, neutral, and warm bronzer in this. Very, very pigmented though, so light hand is needed with this. I know for a lot of people, they don't like pigmented bronzers. As long as I know going into it to be light-handed, I'm okay with it, but I just like to give a little warning out there that this can go on a little harsh. So just be careful with that. But it's one of my favorites I had to mention. One of my most reached for, because depending on my level of tan, I like to mix a neutral with the warm, or I like to contour with the cool. It really works for me, and one that I reach for often when I'm doing my makeup. But I do reach for the L'Oreal one more. It's my number 1. But the One Size is a close second. For blush, these stole the show this year for me. They're from Sephora collection. Great price point, great color selection, cute packaging. I keep these stored, and I can tell what color I'm going for just for it stored like this. Like, genius packaging. I love it. Plus the formulas are so good. Tons of different colors. You have more subdued ones, really bright ones. Just an amazing blush to pick up. If I were to pick one color for the rest of my life though, it would be this One Size palette, because the color on my skin tone, it does something to me. It just makes me happy. It's so pretty. Every time I wear this, I feel like a bride. It is that gorgeous, and it comes with a cream, a matte, and a shimmer, so you can play around with this, customize it as well. You can see that I just have really put it down. Almost pan on the cream and the matte. I rarely use the shimmer, just preference. I don't tend to do a shimmery blush, even though that's what I'm wearing today. But the tone of this is just so flattering, and the formulation is great. I love the play with it as well, that I can make the matte more of a glow and have that cream base to really lock it down. It does it all for me. So I love what Patrick did for this particular blush formula and compact. He did it with the bronzers too. That's why I had to mention those, but the blush is definitely a favorite. And this again is a more recent favorite, and I'm wearing it today. It's from Sephora collection, and it's probably out of stock because it always is. So this is the Micro Smooth palette in Enchant. It's a baked face palette. You have bronzer, 2 blush, and a highlight. All of them are fantastic. I use the more matte shade first, and then put a little bit of the glowy shade to give that glow to my cheeks. So this is so pretty. The highlight I'm wearing as well. Everything about this is gorgeous, and highly recommend if you can get your hands on it. They also have a deeper one, which is also never in stock. So hopefully if you ever want to try that out, put your notifications on, but I couldn't not mention it because I have been reaching for it all the time lately since I picked it up. Which brings me to my next category, which is highlight. And I thought at this point, maybe it would have been the Rare Beauty one because I've seen so many rave things about it and I haven't really tried a highlight lately that's really blown me away. However, my order got canceled. Sephora always does this to me during the sale or any sale they have. There's always one order where they cancel it on me. Luckily, it was just a one item thing, but it's sold out now and I was planning on reviewing it for you guys. So I'm so sorry that that review isn't up. I don't know why I have this kind of luck when Sephora has sales, but the things I want are usually pretty popular. And then for some reason, their inventory is messed up. But anyways, I digress. Right now, my favorite highlight is the one in this Sephora palette. So I honestly have been really liking it. So as of this moment, this is my favorite one. I love a baked formulation. It just sits on the skin so lovely. This is cheaper than the one highlight from Rare Beauty. You get some blush and bronzer in it. I'd go that way. It is great. For setting spray, obviously, I will always be a fan of the Charlotte Tilbury, but I picked up two new ones this year that I have to talk about and for different reasons, and they're minis. I'm on a quest to be good. Can you tell this year I've been a little bit better with my spending? Anyways, we have the one from Milk Makeup, which is their Hydra Grip, which is really good at melting everything together and for long wear. If you want something that melts it even more glow, but maybe doesn't have as much wear as the gripping one, I'd recommend the Rare Beauty because it has this oil kind of mixture in there. You really have to shake this one up well because it's like the Pixie Glow Mist, which I was talking about previous. It just has more of an oiliness to it, which I'm wearing today to give me some glow to the skin. It just makes all your powders look that much more natural on your skin, blends everything beautifully, gives you a healthy glow, but might not have as much wear as, say, the Milk Hydra Grip and especially the Charlotte Tilbury. The Charlotte Tilbury is if you want to be matte and long wearing. Get this one. Nothing beats the Charlotte Tilbury for wear though. So if I want my makeup to last from morning to night, if I'm doing something that's doing that, which is very rare, I'd reach for this. I guess this really isn't in order the way I put on my makeup because now I'm on to eyes. I have 3 palettes here, though I personally can limit this down to one, which is this one right here. I'm wearing it on my eyes today. It is from Lunar Beauty and it's the Nude Prism palette. And I feel like this one is truly special just because of the tones and textures in this for my type of use. It has really nice light crease blending shades and it gradually builds up to a black, which is amazing because you can create so much depth with this. You can also create more warm, neutral, cool looks, really any sort of undertone you can create. Plus you have these beautiful lid metallic sparkly topper shades. I don't even know how to describe this texture because it's so thin and just a pleasure to work with. There's nothing like that formula in this palette. The mattes are beautiful, but this is what truly sets it apart and makes this stand out to me, and easily my favorite palette of the year. Tonally and texture wise, this is everything I could want in a palette. So I could easily just mention this, but I wanted to mention a couple other contenders that I've just created some really beautiful looks with and I feel like are special in my collection. This is personally my favorite palette that Natasha Denona has ever done. It's the My Dream palette. The formula of Natasha Denona is truly special. I love the cream to powder. This shade in here blew me away. I love it. It's so pretty. I created my favorite look I've ever done with this palette. So that's a favorite just because it's my favorite of Natasha Denona, like she's ever done. I love that one. And then this one was also really special. I know this is getting mixed reviews. This is truly what the palette is called. It's the Ethereal Eyes. And when I look at this, I see that. The tones in this, those topper sparkle shades are so pretty. And Mario did first to market formulas for this. It is a more pricey palette. I feel like the color story as well as the various textures in this make it truly special for me. I've really enjoyed it and I've created some amazing looks with it. Now for lips, another category that I kind of wanted to condense it because I do have a lot, but for lips, my number one color of all time is still this one from Anastasia Beverly Hills. It's in the shade Cool Brown, and I love a cool undertone for a lip. Just my favorite. I don't feel like it's too cool either, so it can pair with some of my other lipsticks. And then this is a really great affordable lip liner formula that I have been really into. I'm wearing the shade Total Baller now. I do have Global Citizen as well. And these are from NYX. They're the Line Loud Lip Liners. These are super creamy and long wearing. So if you're familiar with these Charlotte Tilbury lip pencils, you'd really like these. And in terms of formula, I like these actually better than the Anastasia because of the creaminess to them. If I want something super precise, I'll reach for the Anastasia because it's just the traditional pencil one. However, the NYX ones are super long wearing. Like, it's gonna be a struggle for me to remove these from my hand for swatches, but definitely check those out. My absolute favorites that I've been reaching for all the time. As I said, I'm wearing Total Baller today. My favorite clear lip balm is from K-Skin, and this has an SPF of 30. I was reaching for this all the time in the summer. I will continue to repurchase this, though it's only available on Sephora US. So I have to get stuff to stock those up for me. These Sephora Collection cream lip stains are another favorite. I have 32 and 09, which is Watermelon Slice. These are my favorite colors. I have a little bit of 32 to lighten up my lip combo right now, and this is my favorite summer fun color. When I've been wearing a pink lip, I have been wearing this so much. It is the MAC Viva Glam 2 lipstick. I don't know how many times I've had this in an Instagram photo this year, but I think more than any other lip product has been this lip color. So this is my go-to just nude lip. I've been reaching for pinks more because normally I do a more beige tone, but I've been really into pinks this year, which brings me to these pinks as well. So I've been really enjoying the liquid lipstick formula from Laura Lee Los Angeles. I have the shade Blushing on my lips. I've also worn Spicy Pink recently. I think I posted that photo, I'm not sure. I will swatch these for you. Blushing is just a little bit lighter, and Spicy Pink dries down darker. So those are the two right there. You can see tonally how they're very similar to my Viva Glam 2 lipstick, which I've been reaching for all the time. This is my everyday lip oil, is my Dior one, because I find it more long wearing than some other oils, and the color is really pretty. These are hard to swatch though. This one's a little bit thicker, and this one's in the shade Rosewood, so more of a rosy tone. This one's a beautiful pink shade, which makes the lips super juicy. This one is the glossiest lip oil I have, and it's from Clarins. It's their Comfort Lip Oils, shade 4, and those are all my lip products. Not one of these I could skip. I had to mention all of these. It is a lot, but it's what I've been truly reaching for all year. This year I was able to wear false lashes again because I discovered the Velour Lash Glue, which does not irritate my eyes at all. I am so happy about this, so hallelujah, best find of the year. Then I've been back to basics in terms of lashes. Today I'm just wearing some wispies. Ardell wispies. I like the demi wispies. I like these regular wispies. And this is a pack of 6. I can actually get 12 lashes out of here because I cut them in half and use those as half lashes, which I'm wearing today. If you love a half lash like me and want to get the best bang for your buck, just cut these in half. I'm more into a half lash than a full strip of lashes, and I can get so many pairs of lashes out of that by cutting them in half. So if you didn't already know that, definitely pick up some wispies. You can do it better with the wispies than the demi wispies. I can only get one lash cutting it in half out of a pair of those. So it still only becomes 6 lashes for me because it doesn't have the same sort of fan at the front and back. If that makes sense, it's just easier to cut directly in half one of the regular wispies. So highly recommend. 3 makeup tools to talk about. These puffs from Amazon. They come in a large pack of them. They have black and white in the pack that I have. Triangle puffs. These are a dupe for the Beauty Blender Pocket Puff. If you have purchased that or wanted a dupe, get these triangle puffs. I love the angle of these. It literally is perfect. You can get right up in there in the inner corner. I wish these were sold separately, but I love all the brushes from the Morphe and Makeup by Ariel brush set. However, I use this one. It's the dual-ended one. You guys know I have a thing for dual-ended brushes. This one I use every single time I do my brows. So I use this to clean up my brows. I can't do my makeup without this brush. So this one, I wish they sold separately. I would pick up 6 more, so I have one every single day of the week. Then BK Beauty just did a brush core extension, and now you can buy this particular brush separately. It's the 109, which is like the 101, but smaller and less dense. I actually like this one more than the 101, which was my favorite foundation brush. This I use for all my skin tints, everyday products. If I want fuller coverage, I'd probably still reach for the 101, but this one for an everyday basis is my absolute favorite. I cannot say enough good things. If you're a fan of the 101, you need the 109. You need it. For my brows, pretty much all I use and reach for every day is from NYX. Affordable, I told you I love my affordable products, and you don't need to spend a lot on brows. This is the NYX Lift and Snatch. I have a brand new one here, and this is in the shade Brunette. As I said, I'm wearing it in my brows today, and I also used their Micro Brow in the shade Brunette as well. I literally just ran out of it. So I have one ordered from Amazon. It's coming in the mail. I use the Micro Brow to do the underline of my brows, and then I use the pen to do the brow-like hair strokes throughout my brows, and it makes my perfect brows. Anytime I use something else, I hate my eyebrows. I keep trying other eyebrow products, but I always go back to my NYX ones. And then for mascara, before I forget, this was the best mascara launch of the year for me, and it's from Tower 28. It's their Make Waves mascara in the shade Jet, and I'm shocked I've liked this as much as I have because it's a rubberized bristle wand, which you guys know I don't typically like. But this is nice because I find it helps my lashes lift, keep a curl, but also gives length and volume. So a lot of things don't do the hold or the curl for me. This one does that. Oh, and separation. It literally does it all. So it's so good. Highly recommend if you've not tried that out. It's definitely worth a higher end price tag for me, just because it literally does everything I could possibly want. One more makeup product that almost snuck away on me. This was an afterthought again. I don't typically think of this category, but it's eyeliner. And this is from Rare Beauty. It's their Perfect Strokes eyeliner pen. It's like a calligraphy pen, and this creates the most perfect lines, super black and matte. I literally don't need anything else but this. So if I'm doing a wing liner, this is what I want to use. A lot of times I'm just doing shadow to smoke out, but if there's a time when I want to do an actual wing, this works out perfectly. I had this all organized, so that actually went faster than I thought it would. So thank you, List, for helping me with this video. But that is everything for the makeup. So now I'm gonna go into skin, hair, and fragrance. The beginning of the year, this was literally all I was wearing. It is the Clean Reserve Skin Scent. And you can see, I don't typically go through fragrance like this. If you watch any of my fragrance videos, a lot or barely made a dent because I switch it up. When I got this, I was not able to switch it up. That's how much I love this scent. It is a clean scent, but it has musk to it, which I love. I love musk when it settles down on my skin, warms up to me so nicely. I haven't worn this in a little bit because of the next fragrance I'm gonna mention, but yeah. You're going on today. This doesn't have the wear as some other fragrances, so I do have a travel size that I keep in my purse for this. If you want something non-offensive, just a beautiful everyday scent, highly recommend that one. And if you're looking for just a unique, standout, elevated, gorgeous, just a truly unique scent, look no further than this. I did a whole video on it because I fell in love. So this is the Letta 22 Oris fragrance. This is from Stephanie Letta here on YouTube. It's her brand. This is one of those scents that I knew as soon as I sprayed it would be a top fragrance for me. Since getting this in the mail, this is all I've been wearing. I haven't even reached for my clean one, but now spraying this, I remember why I love this so much. So these are my top 2 fragrances of the year. This one, I personally wear any time of the day, but this one's more of an everyday, and this is more elevated. Definitely smells more expensive. There's more to it in this one. It just has layers to it. This one is pretty simple, I feel. Not offensive. This one, I feel like a lot of people would love as well. Both truly special, and right now, I could get rid of all my fragrances and just keep those 2. That's how much I love those 2 fragrances. Then for skin, I'm starting off with a self tanner, which is affordable. This year has been so good to me. Some ways it has not, but for beauty it has. So this is the Jergens Natural Glow Instant Sun. I get ultra deep bronze. I get this from Amazon. I usually wait for it to go on a sale, and it can go around $9. So under 10, usually full price, it's I think around 12. So I just kind of wait for it to go on sale, but regardless, 12 bucks for self tanner. Like, you're not going to get a better deal than that. So this is so good because it's a moisturizing mousse. It doesn't make my skin look crocodile or scaly when it's fading, which literally every mousse on the planet does to my skin. So this is a great one for the winter time. As I said, I'm wearing it today, so it just gives a light bronze. It's not as dark as some other tanners I have, but it's a great one for me to have, and I had to mention it because it's affordable, and I wear it all the time. For a skincare device, I got the new Foreo Luna 4. Absolutely love this. I worked with them during the year. This is not a sponsored video, but they did send this to me for my sponsorships, and I used a previous Luna Mini for... It was about 7 years prior to upgrading to this bad boy, and I absolutely love it. So had to give this a shout out because I use it again every single day. 2 moisturizers that have been on rotation for me. This one I've used the most and gone through more tubes because this one is newer to me. This is the La Roche-Posay Cicablast Balm B5. This says it's a soothing, repairing balm, really great for nighttime for me. It says it has antibacterial agents in it, and I had burned my face on makeup product. I don't think I share this story, but when I did my melting pumpkin, and it wasn't the heat of the melting skin that I put on my face. It was something in that irritated my skin and made like a burn mark on my face. This helped repair that for me, and that was all I was using. I was babying my skin after that because I got so irritated. I literally had that melting pumpkin scar on my face. You actually might have noticed it in some tutorials. I'm not gonna show you which ones, but I had a scar for a little bit, and this helped just heal that burn on my face. Then I have this Skin Fix Barrier Plus Triple Lipid Peptide Cream, and this is good for repairing my moisture barrier, which I feel like I messed up because I was using so many products. So I've really cut back on my skincare routine. I pretty much just cleanse and moisturize at this point. That's been working out really nicely for me. I only just started incorporating some serums back into my skincare, but this one is really nice and hydrates the skin. I can wear this in the morning or evening. The packaging is great. Just pumps up, super hygienic as well. And then my favorite cleansing balm ever. It wouldn't be a video of mine if I did not express my love for the Glow Recipe cleansing balm. This actually softens my skin. So at night when I'm removing my makeup, it makes my skin feel better. The whole experience of it is amazing. Like, I don't want to use anything else to do the initial removal of my makeup than this. I look forward to it every single night. My favorite nails that I don't have on hand because I'm waiting for a restock on Amazon are from Kiss. They're in the So French style. I'm wearing some Kiss nails now for the holiday season, but I like just the plain French ones, which I'll put in a picture for you guys to see. So I had to mention those. I don't even know how many packs of those I purchased throughout the year, but I'm waiting to purchase some more. And then the last thing we have here is my Haircare, which was the biggest change for me in 2022 because I started lightening my hair over the year. Before 2023, I'm going to go even a little bit lighter. I'm going to put some more blonde in at the end of the year before New Year's. That is the plan anyways, and to keep my blonde looking the way it does, I actually use this Olaplex purple shampoo, and I know for brunettes, a lot of times stylists recommend blue, but purple doesn't dull my highlights. So that's why I use purple. This one is super intense. I love it. Only need to put it on for a couple minutes and I'm good to go. So I really like that for keeping the tone in my hair. And then on days when I do the Olaplex, I like to use this hair mask. You put this on and you're not using conditioner in the shower. It's just after you shampoo. So after I do this, get out of the shower, dry out my hair a bit, I'll put this in for 4 minutes and then go about styling my hair. So this is the K18 Leave-In Molecular Repair Hair Mask. I find this really good, especially after days I use this because it helps kind of detangle my hair, soften it, and this dries it out. Toner just does. That's just the name of the game. It will dry out your hair. So this just kind of brings my hair back to life and makes it look really, really good. I love days when I'm using my K18. I actually forgot I used this prior to one of my videos I just filmed, and my hair was so nice. I'm like, what did I do? And it was a K18 day. So that is why it looks so good to me, because it had that shine to it. Just super healthy looking hair. And that is everything for my Best of Beauty for 2022. I cannot believe this year is over. As I was saying in the beginning, I think if I didn't cut this out, this has been both the longest and fastest year of my life. It has been the hardest year of my life. Beauty has been great, but for my health, like this year, I couldn't walk at the beginning of the year because my back was so bad. I basically relearned how to walk again. My back is finally at a point where I can say it's like 95% better. I still have a little bit to work on, which I'm still doing. But this year for me, oh my goodness, I will not take for granted my health. I'm carrying my health journey into next year, and hopefully it's just as good for beauty in 2023. I hope you guys had a wonderful year. Thank you so much for supporting me this year. It has been a rough one for me behind the scenes, but I've tried to put on my best face and keep it up for you guys, but it's been a hard year. I never know how to end these videos because I just want to go on and on about how much I love you and appreciate you. And thank you for making my year so special. For all our connections throughout the year, I just love talking to you guys in the comments, DMs, just getting to know you. The best part of all of this has always been you. So thank you so much for just watching me still after all these years. It's been a long time. How long have you been with me? Let me know in the comment section below, because some of you are still with me from blog days, and that is just, we're getting old together, okay? I want to be 80 years old filming tutorials still, and you guys still watching me, okay? Anyways, that is it. Before I get too emotional in this video, I love you guys so much, more than you'll ever know. If you have not subscribed already, I would absolutely love for you to subscribe to my channel, join the family here, hit the red subscribe button to do so, the bell if you want to be notified of all my future videos, and I will see you guys in my next one.